I could make a video talking about how I knew Jokic was going to win MVP the whole time, but I won't. I could talk about how Jokic is one of the best offensive centers of all time, but I won't. What I will talk about is how Jokic has no help. Now, let's talk about the Nuggets and the Suns. The Suns, I saw a post earlier. It said watching the Suns play is exactly why the league didn't want Kobe and Chris Paul. Now, R.I.P. David Stern, but hey, they was on to something. But listen, man, I'm gonna talk to y'all like this. First of all, Devin Booker sent my Lakers home, right? Devin Booker is a superstar. I don't want to hear Devin Booker and Donovan Mitchell are superstars. Now the Suns, they look absolutely great. They've been 6-0 since they lost to the Lakers. Since they were down like 2-1, they've won 6 games in a row. I believe it's 7 now. Nah, uh, they won the first 3. Didn't I don't know. 6-0. There's something right. But listen, let's think about this. People are probably going to slander Jokic. They're going to say, use this as a drive to say Chris Paul was a real MVP, yada, 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 all the BS that people love to start. But no. Jokic is still the MVP by far. It's really not close. And this just goes to show that he really has no help. He put up a 30-20-10 game last night. The only other people to put that up were all-time greats, Kareem and Wilt. No one else is doing that. MPJ was playing great in the Trailblazer series. He failed to step up. Aaron Gordon definitely been failing to step up. Austin Rivers, he's been okay. Jokic is taking a big part of the offense. So what we're witnessing in back-to-back rounds from these all-star, superstar Europeans, not to just to bring them in common, just to put them in common on the same spectrum. You got Luka, had no help. You had Jokic, had no help. I'm not saying they should team up, but this is something that I've noticed. This is something that a lot of people have noticed. Now, I also saw a post that said, basically to sum it up, when the Clippers do good, Kawhi gets all the love. When the Clippers do bad, Paul George gets all the hate. And while that is true, Kawhi's resume has very little blemishes on it. So you got to think about this. Kawhi doesn't talk. He never says anything. Kawhi just gets business done. Meanwhile, what does Paul George do? Paul George, back in 2019, gave himself the nickname Playoff P, performed to play, then chose to play like Playoff Piss in that series in 2019. Then he played like Playoff Piss last year, and now he's playing like Playoff Piss for the 3rd year in a row. He turned up tonight. Him and Kawhi both had 30. They combined for 60 plus points against the Jazz tonight. And I hope Donovan Mitchell's not injured. But, you know, this is what happens when you raise your expectations way too high. Literally, this is what happens. Paul George is a hell of a player. Don't get me wrong. I hate on Paul George a lot, but he's a great player. But sometimes he just talks too much, and he's not that guy. Paul George is not that guy. I'm sorry to break it. I hate to break it to you, Paul George fans. He's not that guy. He's really not. Do I think the Clippers are going to win this series? No, I don't. But all I'm saying is we see what happened when Kawhi's been down 0-2 before. I think the series can go to 7. Now, what I also want to talk about is the shape of the playoffs in general. I saw a lot of people saying, "Oh, the Lakers lost. I'm not watching. Yada yada. The Warriors aren't in yada yada." Like, I think the league is in good hands. These playoffs have been extremely entertaining. Would I like to see my team in the playoffs? Hell yeah. But does that mean I stop watching? I've been watching Donovan Mitchell average 40 in this series. I've been watching Devin Booker turn up. I've been watching Kawhi turn up. Paul George when he wants to come play. I've been watching Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Giannis, Chris Middleton, Trae Young, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid. Like, I've been watching these dudes go off. It's not even that serious, yo. We have to learn as a basketball fan base to love basketball. Why complain about who's not in the playoffs? Let's appreciate the next generation of talent. We are watching greatness here. We are seeing great young athletes perform to the tip top of their abilities. I'm all for it. Honestly, I am all for it. The league is in great hands. Great hands. Let's talk about the Bucks versus the Nets. Now that I think about it, the Bucks don't look good. I saw a clip going around talking about Giannis got no skill. Giannis did look like a fool, but that was one possession. Do you guys honestly think everyone that's 7 foot can do what Giannis does? So why has there been one center MVP since Shaq in 2000? Not everyone can do what Giannis does, and it's okay to think that Giannis has no skill. Just know you're wrong, but like an opinion, I respect your opinion. It's a bad opinion, it's a wrong opinion, but like I respect your opinion. But Giannis has a lot of skill. Chris Middleton really needs to step up. Drew Holiday really needs to step up. Everyone needs to step up and try to hold KD. They need to try to hold Kyrie Irving. They need to try to hold Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown was giving Brook Lopez problems, and in Bruce Brown's defense, he was scoring and he was eating in that paint that game. So was it a good take? No, but I mean, I don't blame him. Twitter was clowning him, but a lot of people that were clowning him probably didn't watch the game because Bruce Brown was eating. He was having a hell of a game. Um, Rudy Gobert, cause shout out to him for getting Defensive Player of the Year. Yes, he deserved it, although my pick was Draymond. But, hey, man. And that block that he got on, damn, who did he get that block on? That block that he got on Marcus Morris in game 2, I believe, that showed, game 1 or 2, that showed why he got DPOY. Straight up. They earned that defense. He earned that Defensive Player of the Year award. All those narratives saying that Rudy Gobert can't guard perimeter players, they're dead. They are gone. They're deceased. I don't want to hear it anymore. I just don't want to hear it. But yeah, man, this is just my checkup, my playoffs checkup. The league's in great hands. I'm going to get back to watching these games, and I'm going to have another video for y'all, man. I'm Jay Aries. I'm out this shit, man. Y'all have a good day.